the students in the Department of Health and Sports Science have a lot of opportunities for experiential learning. So first is in their classes. Many of the classes incorporate experiential learning through the use of one of our 5 different labs. So right now I'm sitting in the integrative physiology lab. We also have 4 other labs. We have the anatomy lab, the exercise physiology lab, the human performance lab, and the food and nutrition lab as well. And so students throughout their classes are in these labs with state-of-the-art equipment, learning on the equipment. And these are skills that they'll be able to take on into their future profession. Students also are gaining experience through clubs and organizations within our department. So for example, we have an organization called TAP. It's the Testing and Assessment for Personal Progress, where our students are trained on different fitness tests and health tests, as well as skill-based tests. And also our dietetic students do sport nutrition counseling and classes. And so students that are a part of the Testing and Assessment for Personal Progress organization or program, there's people from the community, athletes that can come in, and our students take them through, again, different fitness tests, health assessments, so on and so forth. Through all of these experiences, through what they're getting in their classes and what they're getting in the labs on state-of-the-art equipment, through programs out of our department, as well as all the experiences they're getting out in the community, sets them up for their next step, either into graduate school or into their professional area. So throughout our department, or in our department, many students go straight from a pre-health program into graduate school, or they go from their program in the department into their career. Students also are often very involved in our community here in Dayton and beyond. So there are students that are doing volunteer work at Collins Lodge with children with disabilities. We have students working with internships with the Dayton Dragons, students that are at Dayton Children's Hospital. So UD students from the Department of Health and Sports Science are scattered throughout the Dayton community, getting hands-on experiences as well as serving and giving back as well.
So the University of Dayton Doctor of Physical Therapy program began in 2006. We opened our doors that year to a small class of 23 students, and we've been going strong since then. We're nearly at 20 years of operation, and our equipment shows that wear and tear of 20 years. Much of our equipment has not been replaced in that time, and it's ending its normal life cycle. We've been able to replace bits and pieces, but much of our equipment is also outdated. In the past 20 years, technology has marched on. What we used to take large units to do, such as ultrasound, are now available in portable handheld units, and we don't have those for our students to learn from. We think it's critical for our students to have cutting-edge technology, top of the line, updated equipment, so that they can train to become professionals for the future. They can train to become healthcare providers and physical therapists for the 21st century. And our facilities need 21st century equipment and materials to meet that need. The community need is great in Dayton. The local area healthcare providers frequently hire our graduates. We want to make sure that we've prepared our graduates for work in the 21st century healthcare environment.
Here at U Dayton, some of the things we do for hands-on learning would be called a simulation, or a sim for short. What that is, we come in here, it's more of an emergency setting. So we come in here, we play the part, we try to get to the bottom of their problem. So we'll start off by asking some questions about their history, and then we'll move on things such as review of systems, kind of going through top to bottom, anything that could be wrong with them. And then we could do a physical exam. So I'll come over here, work on the patient, kind of try and get to the bottom of their problem, do different techniques. And then from there, we could do things such as diagnostics, any things from like imaging or labs that could show up on these screens here. We got their vitals there. And then from there, we can make an assessment on the patient. And then from there, we could move on to a plan and how we're going to treat the patient from there. And the purpose of these is to help us kind of get into the zone, I guess, and get us ready for clinicals.
We do a lot of learning inside the classroom, but in addition to that, here at University of Dayton, we also participate in something called Healer's Art, which involves us interacting with faculty as well as other students to really develop each other and learn about each other and realize that patients are more than just a number, but actually people, and taking that time to really look at more than just the problem, but the person as a whole and what they may be going through. So that's really kind of something that's specific that's really helped me out and feel that I'm going to be a better provider going forward.
So some of the opportunities that we have as UDPA students is we actually get to do some health screenings outside of classroom and with our community. And why it's enjoyable for me specifically is, as a Spanish-speaking person, I know some of those language barriers can be difficult, and thankfully I've been able to help break some of those barriers by doing those health screenings.
When I first applied to UD, the first thing that I looked up on their website was their mission, and it really captured me because they see you valuable as an individual. They also have a really big sense of community. For them, community learning is very important, and everything that they do in the classroom or within the program, it's also based on solidarity, like, you know, include people in the community, get them all together to work together for the better of the patient. And that's basically what I want to do as a PA.